Okay, this is the day after I put up the foam board installation on the walls. And I do have to say this room is a lot more comfortable than it was before. I'm actually really happy with the feel of the room after doing this work. The humidity is down to whatever the rest of the house is, around 35%, 35%. It used to hover in the 60s, mid to high 60s. So it feels really nice in here. I'm actually quite surprised how much of a difference it's made. I did mention yesterday that it was easy work and it was easier than everything I've done so far. And while that was true, I am paying for that comment a bit. I am very, very sore today. So it's going to make doing the stud work a little bit more fun. A couple of comments about the adhesive I was using yesterday. It is great stuff. I know I was sort of negative on it yesterday and whatnot, but there's a couple of reasons why I didn't like it. One, I would have had to use too much adhesive to just use adhesive only for the foam board. And you know, at $6 a tube, almost $7 a tube, that would have added up significantly. You know, that said, the anchors that I purchased were, you know, I think $40, $45 for the Tapcon, another $8 for the washers. So you add all that together, it's a lot. I think I would have just gone with the Tapcons or some sort of anchor next time. Next time I do this, I probably won't use much glue. Maybe one or two dabs just to keep it on the wall while I was fixing it with the Tapcons. Today I'm going to be working on the stud framing. I went to Home Depot last night, bought some 2x4s, 8 feet long. I'm doing 24-inch. 24 on center, 24-inch on center framing. This is not a load bearing wall, so I don't think I need 16. These panels are 2 feet wide, so I'm just going to put a stud at every joint. I have spray foamed. I have a little bit more to do because some of the gaps are larger. I'll take the camera off the tripod to show you guys. Some of the gaps are larger. Any case, today I'm going to use the second tool that I bought just for this project. My laser level. It's a Tack Life product. I bought it off Amazon. It's a cross level, so it does a level this way and then a 90-degree perpendicular, and that's going to help me basically ensure that my top and bottom, what do you call them? The headers and footers of the wall are, you know, like lined up. So I'll show a little bit of that. Oh, another thing about the adhesive. The last tube I was using blew up in the squirter thing from Ryobi, which really pissed me off because it's an $80 tool. So I spent a significant chunk of time yesterday cleaning that up. That is one of the main reasons why I sort of got angry about the glue. Other than that, honestly, the glue is fantastic. It grabs really well, and it's super easy to, it's easy to use when it doesn't blow up in your squirter gun. In any case, so here's all the wood I got. I got this Quiet Zone pink insulation that's going to go up into the ceiling. Home Depot didn't have the insulation that was made for 24-inch stud work. So I'm just going to go to Lowe's later on today and get that. Now, when it comes to the framing, around the door, because I know this is something that I had to sort of research and take away. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get this to focus. Boom. I'll stop the studs right around here, leaving me enough room here to put like a casing out. So, we're looking at a wall that's going to probably come out another 10, 12 centimeters, maybe this much. 89 millimeters for the 2x4 and another 16 for the 5/8 drywall. So I need enough room to be able to staple on, I forgot what the word was. Casing, coping, whatever it is, this cover that's going to cover the wood up until the drywall, until I have the molding that goes in front of it. So that's what I'm going to do. And we'll see how that works out. I wanted to show the screws that I bought. I bought these GRK screws, R4s, kind of multi-purpose framing screws. These are pretty nice screws. So I don't know if I can get this to focus. Probably not. Let me move away a bit. Let's try again. You know what? So it's got different threads, different shaped threads. So you got the regular thread here, then there's like wider thread, and then the head itself has some sort of texture on it. And then the tip of this thing is like, oh, I wish I could get this to focus, is gouged out over here. Oh, you know what I can do? I think this this lens has a macro. It's okay. I'll edit this part of the video out. No, that's not working at all. Okay. In any case, look up these screws online. I use these as well to tighten down the subfloor in areas where there were squeaks, and it was amazing. Like it pretty much like it was attracted to the wood. It just went right in. Very, very nice to use. So I'll be using these to frame the walls as well. Anyway, so I'm gonna start this today. It'll be an all-day project, just going in and out the basement. I'm actually working today, so I'm just taking these videos in between meetings and you know, during my lunch hour. So yeah, that's that. Okay, I'm not sure if you're going to see me in the video. I'm trying to show what I'm doing on the floor here. I've gone out and I've measured 90 millimeters out of the foam board to accommodate the size, the width of the stud here. So I'm going to put the this laser level, try and match up all the lines. I measured one over here, one in the middle, and one at the end. And I'm going to try and line them up as best as I can. If they line up, great. We know we've got a straight line because each of these are measured 90 mil out of the wall. If not, what I'm going to do is find the longest point, the one that's further out, and use that as a as the line where I'm going to put the thing on, the studs on. Now let me get these out of the way. They're in the worst place possible. Okay, let us turn this thing on. Okay, so lining this one up with the one in the middle. Jeepers. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. There we go. I am way off at the one in the back. That's quite interesting. So, let's measure again. Actually, a little bit over here. So let's jim this down a bit. Line that up there. Okay, so 90. Wait. 90. And this one here is also 90. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be where the wall is going to go. Now, how far out is it from here? I'm gonna have to get the stool here. Oh boy, come on. Wow, it's about 13 centimeters, only 30 mil.
Okay. Well, I do want the wall to be level, so I believe that's what I'm going to have to do then. All right, let me draw some lines here. So I definitely want this here. I want this here. And not a big deal. What I should do is get up there and also mark. Okay, let me see if I can get this on camera. Can you see the green on the joists? Let's zoom in a bit. Yes, see this green? So at the bottom of the joist is actually has a projection of green light as well. So what I'm going to do is mark all those off. Okay, what I wanted to show was up here. So I got the lines up through, and I've just sort of put little marker marks on each of these joists. You could see there's a tiny hint of green there. So I'll get to it. Now what this shows me too is that I'm going to need to notch out a little bit of the header to fit around this pipe and move this thing. Actually, this thing it's not doing anything, but I will likely just pop it out and move it a little bit so that I actually connect it, and just get this piece out of the way, move it out, and I will be able to get a header all the way through. So that's good. This laser has it's saved. I imagine it's saved me a couple of hours of work in terms of leveling everything out. So I'm kind of pleased with it for the $35, maybe $40 it cost me. I don't remember how much it cost. So great. Anyway, I'm going to start with the floor now. Anyway, so I'll pause the video because I have to move things around here. All right, this is the end of day one of framing. I kind of moved everything onto here so you can't see much, but I got this part done here. All the way through there. I still have to finish above the door. And that last stud over there. For the last while, I've just been taping and spray foaming this wall, so this is nice and sealed up. I'm done for the day because I'm exhausted. So one of the things that came up that gave me pause here. So the footer is going to go down there, obviously. You may be able to see the line marks. I didn't put the line marks up top because there's nothing going perpendicular. It's just this guy. Now, the wall's going to come out in front of this, so I'm going to lose this joist for nailing drywall into the ceiling. So I think what I'm going to have to do here is, so I'm going to use resilient channels to mount the drywall into, because I'm trying to do my best to reduce the amount of noise going to the top floor, and resilient channels is one of the things people say to use. I've decided not to use green glue because there's not really much research outside of what the company's claiming that it reduces noise. That'll save me a couple $100. But I'm going to do resilient channels. And anyway, the point here is the resilient channel will need to be anchored somewhere on this side, on this end here. So what I'll do is I'll cut pieces of wood to put perpendicularly between these joists everywhere I put a resilient channel. I'll have to make sure that I'm not screwing into that connector piece, whatever they're called. But I think that's the only thing I can do because I'm going to lose this. Okay, so we missed a whole bunch of work done removing the tile flooring there. That was mostly because the camera decided not to work while we were working on it. I realized about halfway through and decided I was too tired to set it up, so we just skipped it. So where we're at right now, this room is insulated and basically set it out. I got a little bit more framing to do, but that's okay. I'll do that later. On the top here, I've installed Amy and I today have installed the hat channels, the furring. And we're just about to throw in this quiet zone installation. Today our plan is to put drywall up and cut out the holes for the pot lights. So that's it. Maybe I'll put it on time-lapse mode. All right, so this is the day after the previous part of the video where we were installing the drywall. We managed to get 3 sheets up in the course of 3 hours with the drywall lift that I ended up renting from Home Depot. Really happy that they had this thing because the drywall sheets were just insanely heavy to do even with 2 people. Yeah, it took us about an hour a sheet to do. Some of the mistakes we made around the installation of these metal furring strips that had channels, we didn't do them straight across the length of the floor. So over here I had to install another one next to the original just to make sure that this sheet of drywall had something to nail into, or screw into, I mean. But overall it's great. Like, really happy with the way this worked out. Over the next week I'll just be filling in the smaller cuts of drywall, framing this box out, which will be it's smaller than it originally was because the wall comes out more than it did with the studs. And that's it. I think I won't be taking any more videos of this work because this is turning out to be a long video spanning about 2 weeks of work. As I mentioned before, unfortunately we lost the footage of us removing the tiles in this room, but that's okay. It was fun with a demolition hammer. It was the whole day of work. The good news is I think we're done in terms of blitzes. Like, I don't think we have any more, take the day, send the kid away and do work. I think from now on it's just maybe like an hour or two of work a day whenever I feel like it to finish this thing up. Only a few videos left to take. I'll do one for installing the pot lights. I'm going to do one for moving this air return vent from the floor to the wall. And I think that's it. I can't think of much else that I will be doing. And in terms of next steps for this, I need to just tidy up some of this electrical here. Put staples in here and there. Put staples in for the wiring for the pot lights over here. All the ones I did in these sections here, I've already stapled those obviously because the drywall's up. So Ontario code says there needs to be a staple within 300 millimeters of an outlet box, so obviously that's going to be okay. So I'll just do the same for these two here, and every 1.5 meters in cable run length. So I've actually been doing way more than that just because I didn't really know what the code was until this morning when I looked it up. So I was probably doing them. I probably did 3 times as much as I need to, which is fine. Anyway, that's that. I think next video I take will be the lights.